This award is named after Metropolitan Chrysostomos, a Greek religious leader who demonstrated great courage during the Holocaust in saving the Jewish community of Zakynthos. His heroics echoed that of his countrymen who, standing virtually alone in the world, said "Ochi," or no, to the Axis forces' demand for Greece to surrender. Greece's victory, the first of the war, delayed Hitler's invasion of Russia, moving Stalin and Churchill to give Greece major credit for reversing the terrifying tide of World War II. Metropolitan Chrysostomos' heroics also echoed the actions of Archbishop Damaskinos of Greece. According to the Raoul Wallenberg Foundation, Damaskinos was the only national religious leader in a Nazi-occupied country to publicly challenge the Holocaust as it was occurring. Despite being threatened with a firing squad, Damaskinos ordered his priests and monasteries to hide members of the Jewish community and issue false baptismal certificates, actions which saved many lives. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu recently described Metropolitan Chrysostomos' actions during the Holocaust as, quote, courage of the highest order, and told Greek Prime Minister Antonis Samaras that Greece, quote, continues this spirit that reflects our deepest friendship. What follows is the story of Metropolitan Chrysostomos, as told by those in the Jewish community who lived through it. It begins when the Germans began occupying the Greek island of Zakynthos.
The Germans arrived and issued 3 orders. One was that all of the Jews had to remain in their homes after 5 p.m. till the following day at 7 a.m. The second order was that every Jewish family must post on the door of their home a statement of how many Jews lived in the house and their ages. And the third one was much more severe because it said that whoever in Zakynthos hid or tried to help a Jew would be shot on the spot. After the Germans posted their orders, they asked the mayor, the archbishop, and the rabbi for a list of all of the Jews living in Zakynthos. The rabbi gave the list to the mayor and to the archbishop, who decided not to give the list to the Germans, but to substitute their own names. When Archbishop Chrysostomos and Mayor Carrere gave the Germans the list with only their own names, it was a signal for all of the Jews to go up into the mountains and disperse.
Όλοι να χαθείτε από την πόλη. Κλείστε τα σπίτια σας, πάρτε ό,τι είναι και πηγαίνετε στα χωριά. Όχι όλοι μαζί. Ένας εδώ, ένας εκεί, ένας εκεί. Εμείς έφυγαμε. Του δίνει ένα γράμμα, του λέει αυτά είναι τα ονόματα. Ανοίγει ο διοικητής και βλέπει 2 ονόματα. Του δεσπότη και του δημάρχου. Του λέει τι είναι. Με κοροϊδεύετε. Λέει εμείς είμαστε πρώτοι. Αυτά τα ονόματα είναι οι πρώτοι που θα φύγουμε. Πάρτε μας και μας μαζί.
Despite the risk to his own life, Metropolitan Chrysostomos acted courageously to save every member of the Jewish community of Zakynthos. The Metropolitan Chrysostomos Award recognizes those among us today who demonstrate such courage against anti-Semitism, discrimination, and intolerance. The Washington Orchidee Foundation takes great pride in presenting the 2013 Metropolitan Chrysostomos Award to our dear friend David Harris. As AJC Executive Director for 23 years, David Harris has likewise taken a stand against extremism and terror and for human dignity and human moral solidarity. With rare eloquence and passion, he has tirelessly promoted freedom and advanced human dignity and democratic values for all. And for David, integral to this has been his heartfelt friendship with the Greek American community and with the people and the nation of Greece. David's organization, AJC, maintains 22 U.S. and 9 foreign offices. Its international offices are situated in the world's key diplomatic hubs. These offices allow AJC to stay in close contact with key leaders everywhere. Similarly, when the UN General Assembly session takes place each year in New York, AJC meets with an extraordinary number of world leaders. This year, AJC held an unprecedented 80 such meetings. Under David's leadership, the message these leaders hear from AJC is certainly about democratic values, the threat of terror, and Israel's security. But it is also, whenever appropriate, about the well-being of Greece and the Greek people, and indeed about elevating Greek-Israeli relations. AJC's frequent diplomatic missions to Greece over the years, the address of Foreign Minister Avramopoulos to AJC leaders in Washington earlier this year, the meeting of Prime Minister Samaras with AJC leaders in New York last month. All of this attests to David's devotion to the Greek people. But it attests as well to his lifelong dedication to democratic values. Early in his career, David played a key role in the struggle to free Soviet Jews from communist oppression. In waging that battle, David put the focus on the human rights of all Soviet citizens, many of whom he met while working as a teacher in the early days of Glasnost. His efforts caught the attention of Soviet authorities. During one of his visits to the Soviet Union, he was detained and expelled. On behalf of AJC, David organized the largest Jewish gathering in American history, the Freedom Sunday Rally, which called for the release of Soviet Jews. Shortly after the rally, the gates opened. For many years, he has shown a fearless commitment to the cause of human freedom, and sadly, David recently came under threat once again. His friendship with Greece and advocacy on its behalf was answered with ugly threats by the Nazis of Golden Dawn. David is no stranger to Nazi hatred. He led the effort to create a memorial at Buchetz, a death camp in Poland, and he played an important role in establishing in Greece a memorial to the Jews of Thessaloniki. David knows very well the cruelty that engulfed the 20th century. He knows the evil to which men can descend and the great heights to which they can rise. In the spirit of Metropolitan Chrysostomos, he has chosen to devote his life to lifting up the world around him, to helping build a better, brighter world for all. A beloved friend of the Greek people and a great humanitarian, David is richly deserving to follow last year's award winner, Elie Wiesel, and to be the recipient of the 2013 Metropolitan Chrysostomos Award.